Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So our first job of today is canola oil. It does say on the charts it's going to peak next month, but it has also got a downward arrow on the scale, so I'm just a bit worried that if we don't sell it now we will lose out on some money. Obviously we won't know until next month, but I'm not willing to sort of take that risk. So we've got that to do. And we also have silage to do because we need to get more into the BGA before we can then pass time on to the next month. And in that one, what we may look at doing is, because we do need to lime what was the sunflower field, we need to lime that, but we also need to go into the olive grove to try and make that as productive as possible. So we'll, at the same time, we will lime and fertilise that. But in the meantime, I hope these trees grow a bit more, otherwise when we go to chip them there's not going to be a right lot for us. But yeah, in the meantime we'll get this canola oil loaded up and we'll get it sold. So I am hoping for about £80,000 here. With the bonus, it may just give us that little bit more. So we just flick onto the back here. Let's release the straps and whoa. Okay, that was a lot more than what I was expecting. Almost almost £110,000? 109,000 and change. Well, that's a fantastic start for the episode. I can't wait till we sell the sunflower oil, depending on the price between that and canola. But we're going to we'll go park this up, and like I say, we do need to do the silage because the BGA, that's been the one thing that I put. I would say it's been a successful series, especially for a first ever one. I would say it's the BGA that has implemented that and been fantastic in our success. So if we just turn that off, why is it not turning off? I'm on there we go. I was still on the little stacker truck. So if we flick through, so that's still got some manure in. Is that slowly? That's slowly tipping, but we will just pull this out of the way because otherwise we won't be able to get our dual trailers in. So let's just move that to there and jump into this. We do have the John Deere already set up nicely for us and just waiting. So it will take a few loads because this is 5,000 a bucket, and I'm sure we can do maybe 50. Can we do 50,000 litres with both of these? I can't quite remember. I think the Red Rock's 20 some, and I'm sure the Crampy trailer, I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong, I'm sure that's at least 30 odd maybe, but anyways, whatever it is, it will last us a day. Oh, I'm going to go over the back of the trailer there. It will last us a day or two in the BGA. Because I don't think that manure, I don't think it makes, well, the manure slurry, I don't think makes us much money at all compared to the silage. And looking at our feed mixer and the food for the cows, we're going really quick there. We don't really need, I don't think, any of this silage from the clamp, because we've also got the baled silage that you can see, the white bales, in storage. So I'm half tempted to have a look at what we do have and then maybe sell a load, because if we get through 100,000 litres in that feed mixer, I think there's something seriously wrong if we do. But then our Holstein cows, they're growing up, so they will start eating more and more food, so we'll just have to sort of see on that one, play it by ear, wait till we get to prime time, which I think is at December, January for silage. And then if need be we can fill the mixer up one last time and then look at emptying that shed completely. Well, these dark nights certainly are closing in very fast now. We're left with some resemblance of light, and then we've soon just lost it all. So we'll tip that first trailer in, and if we pull forward we should be able to get the next one dumping at the same time. And then once this is completely in, we will go back to the house and we will rest. But first we want to go to our productions, cause our digestate is getting very full again. So we are going to what do I press? Change output. We're going to change everything to selling, and this should net us about £40,000 from that, which will be very, very beneficial. We will also, whilst we are just here, we will reverse the Deutz back in, which I've left the engine running, so we'll reverse that back in, and hopefully that can keep tipping throughout the night, just to make sure that our manure side stays filling all the time. Like, oh no, it's not going to do it for us this time. But anyways, hold on, let's turn her off, let's get back into here. We'll take this to the farm, because with these trailers I think we'll annoy the neighbours a lot if we were to leave this parked on the side of the strip. And I will see you in the morning. Well, good morning, and good news to start off. Our canola oil, we sold that at the right time, because it is now under the max value, which before it was up at the max value, so we would have made quite a bit of money there. But we need to now look onto here and see, because straw, we have a lot of straw. I think once we fill the production up, I don't think we need any more straw, and then we can go sell the rest of it. Hay, where is hay? That'll be up here. We have a lot of hay. I don't think, again, we need that much. We could possibly sell, we've got to get through a year, so we could possibly fill up our TMR mixer and get rid of that. And then the same with silage. So if we go to here and our mixer, so yeah, we can put some straw in, we can put some hay in, and we can put some silage in. And then I think the rest can be sold, because at that mixture we've got almost 100,000, so that should then give us at least another 100,000, if not more, TMR. And I can't see us going through 200,000 litres all in one go. But what we do need to have a look at is a bigger trailer. I do think we are going to use auto load for this, but if we go low loaders and go for, I don't know which one is longest. If we look at this one, maybe Loader King. I really don't know which one's longest. If we went by weight, what's that? That's 9.1. This one's 7. This is, I'm unsure. What about if we went with this one? That looks a bit bigger. Shall we lease that, like so? We will go and get, hold on, we better just move that tractor out of the way. I've probably parked it a bit too much in the way. So let's just pull this forward, and we'll make sure it's out of the bale spike, so that's not going to get in our way, which does perfectly bring us on to our truck. Let's hop into here, and we will drop this trailer off, and we will go and get our leased one. Right, we'll just pull around the corner here and put this on. I can see here one problem that I didn't think about: these tight roads. We are going to get stuck on absolutely everything, but hey ho, that's what super strength was. Super strength and being able to pause a recording was for. I just hope this snow doesn't get much stronger, because I remember last winter that we did, the snow proved an absolute nightmare. So we just pull around here. Oh, I hope I haven't taken that too tight. And we'll park this in the yard to make sure there's plenty of clearance for when we bring the telehandler with the bale spike on, so we can move what bales we do need. And then we can spin this round in position, and then, like I say, using auto load. Ooh, there's a wall there. Like I say, using Loki's auto load, we can quickly load up all these bales and hopefully get them all sold in one time lapse. Well, we managed it. We've got every bale every straw bale, I should say, onto this trailer. So, I'm hoping there'll be a bit more money to be made in this load than the last load, because I think it was only 9,000, and plus the environmental score and so on. So we'll get this over, we'll get these sold, and then we'll look at leasing a fertiliser spreader, and which can also do lime, but we need the width for the olive grove. Oops, I hit a tree there. Let's see if we can navigate round that. Yeah, I will go get these sold. So from the last time we went here, we had to unload from the auto load. So if we pull up here on the right, I have set it to unload to the right now, and we'll see whether we can do this and get the majority in. So if we go about there and unload, that's sold quite a few. So what's that say? Unable to load anymore. So we... Oh, why is that not letting us do that? That's annoying. Let's try this now. Let's see, unload them. These ones just aren't quite reaching into the trigger, so we can just give them a little push. Apologies if you can hear the dogs in the background. My partner and kids have all just come back in, so they're all having a bit of fun. So I don't honestly know how much we made off that just then, because it all went in small sort of increments. But what we can do is if we go into here, we may actually, if we have a look at, so fertiliser spreaders, that can do both lime and fertiliser, but that's only 24 metres. I was hoping that would be slightly a bit more. I think we may have used that one last time, but that's 3,900. Or it could have been that one, can't remember. But what can this one hold? So that will do 4,000 litres, and that will also do both. So I think that's well worth leasing. So if we lease that, and I'm only doing leasing because I don't see the point in spending any sort of vast amount of money at this stage in the game, because we're only going to use it this one time, and then that will be us completely done with it. So I think we'll leave this here for the time being. In the next episode we can look at getting the hay sold, and I would say the John Deere is probably our best bet. And what we will do is we'll just go get the weight, which is round there. Oops, that's not very good. We'll go get that weight put on, and we'll go get our spreader. We also need to have a figure out of how much lime and solid fertiliser we have laying about the place, because it would be a wise idea to look at getting all that used up if we can in this field, in the old sunflower field and the olive field. Obviously there's one pallet there, but we'll have to just see. I think that's where the time-saving stock check could come very handy, that we can have a look in there and see how many litres we have, because then that will give us an indication of how many pallets we are looking for. So let's just spin around here. That should mean we can get it, hopefully. No, that's a bit better. Let's get that on and let's go get our spreader. So we have 1 and a bit bags of lime somewhere, and then solid fertiliser, we've got 1.5. So we are going to have to buy 2 bags of lime, which will fill this, and then hopefully we'll get away with what's left, wherever we can find it, and then we'll have to do the same again with the fertiliser. These fields were done before the previous harvest, so they shouldn't need a right lot doing to them, one would hope. So with that full, we'll make our way over there. We'll probably start on the sunflower field first, see what we've got, and then we'll move on to the olives. So we'll just pull through this gap here. We'll probably have to set up steering assist, so it's a 42 metres, so here it should do. Let's go steering assist, yes. Okay, we were a bit off the line. Is that 42 metres? Let's just have another, or has it narrowed it down? Wrong button. Or has it narrowed it down because we've got lime in it? So it's knocked us down to 24. I'm hoping this works now. So let's just set this on. We'll turn it on. I just hope it works for the olive grove. Hold on. That's definitely going a lot further. So let's... Ooh, wrong button. Let's go back onto here. Working with 42. Let's see if that gets... Oh, whoa, that went rapider. Let's go down 42. There we go. So let's press OK on that. So I could have been about right there with where I was to begin with. So let's start right back here. And we've got the sensors on this, so we shouldn't use any more than what we need to. So let's fix on here, and let's use a lot of lime. Anyways, we'll try and get this limed and fertilised. So fertilising it in this time lapse, I think, was maybe a bit over ambitious. So we will just settle with the liming of doing all of this, so we can then fertilise in the next episode, because there's absolutely no rush. And in the next episode, obviously, we want to sell. If we have a look here on the time-saving stock check, where's hay? So hay really wants to be sold. So we can, in the next episode, sell the hay. We can then fertilise the grass. We can fertilise the olives. We're not going to fertilise. We will inevitably fertilise some of that field when we go round the olives to put some fertiliser on, but we're not going to fertilise the rest of it. We can do that with a drill. But anyways, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.